was attending a conference here in Turkey, a networking conference between German and Turkish entrepreneurs. I had a wonderful experience and I met many digital successful young entrepreneurs here in Turkey, and of course I learned a lot also about the business culture which is practiced here in Turkey. I learned about many things which are somewhat hidden under the surface, so I want to make use of this opportunity, and I made a little spontaneous video about 7 business principles when you want to be successful in Turkey. It's noon here at the Atatürk monument, which you can see behind me on Taksim Square, and the sun is reflecting from the panels and it's really burning so hardcore I had to put my shades on. Sorry about that. But let's talk about the first business secret, which is that you never ought to tell people what to do. You can never come across as a teacher here in Turkey because you have to hold the attitude of a guest if you're supposed to be welcomed. You should be observing silently, you should respond with modesty, you should reciprocate favors, even sometimes before you receive the favor, just in anticipation of the favor, you should extend the favor beforehand. It is very important here, this part of this concept of honor, dignity, pride and respect. So if you are from a Western country, sometimes you like to talk about everything, but make it your mission to be more diplomatic, to be not sort of stepping on anyone's toes as you go about staying true to your own beliefs and virtues. Our second business secret is the very human style of business that is conducted here in Turkey. You have a lot of people in a very close space, and also the people here, they like to touch things. So you need to sit down with people, you have to squeeze elbows, you have to squeeze wrists, you have to exchange meaningful glances, and of course you always have to drink a lot of tea together before any business can be conducted. I think this is actually a nicer way to do business with each other, because this trust building phase, it's a little bit longer and it reminds me of my time in South America. Besides this, also what you can see often is that just regular men, they're holding hands in the street, or they're walking with their hands or arms locked into each other. That is very funny, but it's just part of this sort of vibe, this general touchy vibe. It's also a reason why next day shipping is so popular, because people like to have their things instantaneously, and it might be a reason why webinars, for example, don't work. It's just too far off, it's just too abstract, and people here, they like things that are just real and that you can touch, and it's just a very humane and touchy business kind of culture. When Atatürk created the state of Turkey and brilliantly overcoming some of Europe's most powerful nations in the process, he also cemented the rule of patriarchy and sort of authoritative style of governing. And this is still prevalent in modern day Turkey. When you look around, what you notice is that it's very clear those roles, okay? So you have the baba, the daddy, who is sort of in charge of things, and you have the hierarchy, which is very strong. So everything here in Turkey is very top down. So everything is organized top down, very steep hierarchies, and so that also means that you cannot be expecting honest, critical feedback from people on a lower hierarchy. It means that you should be wearing your status symbols when you sit at a table with a certain sort of level of hierarchy people, cars, watches, the like. It's all very important. But it also means that you should always be extending generous and meaningful gestures to the people who are on the lower hierarchy. That goes a long way, can help you facilitate things, because they will not be blocking your way if you want to talk to the big daddies. It's all sort of organized a little bit like godfatherly. Like if you approach a very powerful person and you do it in a humble way, then that can go a long way to create sort of like a godfatherly vibe, and the person will help you, the person will be your mentor, and that is also nice in a way. So our business secret here is our learning, our finding is always take care that you sort of respect the authoritative, patriarchic and hierarchical thinking of the Turkish society. I'm now here at Gezi Park, and today it's a little bit empty, but usually what you can observe here is everybody having their smartphones out and taking photos, and probably loading it right into Facebook, because social media usage is really high. And that teaches us our next business secret, which is that you should tank up on the tech if you're going to do business here. People here, they love their credit card, they love doing e-commerce, they love sort of making use of technical gadgets also. So that teaches us that really these people are very technological, and some of the provinces in Turkey, they were for a long time really far behind, and Western countries are regarded as really high-tech. So if you can incorporate that into your business undertaking, you stand a much greater chance of getting that attention that you deserve. The fifth business secret that I want to talk about is that you always have to be 100% street smart. This is something I also had to learn the hard way when I was doing my stuff in South America, and here it is a little bit the same. The Turkish people are in general super friendly, super helpful, but of course if you come here as a foreigner, you're bound to get maybe higher prices, you're bound to run in with all these little codes that are a little bit difficult to understand. So you need your local guide, and if your instincts tell you that something is kind of off, if something sounds too good to be true, if something smells fishy, then you should trust your instincts, grab your money and run like hell. So your fifth business secret for being successful in Turkey definitely is be 100% street smart. We're almost getting to the end of our video, and one of the last secrets that I want to talk about is timing and tuning. Let's talk about timing first. The classic example is when a new regulation is imposed or lifted, you have to be very quick because the race is very short and very brutal to fill up the new market niche. It is also valid if a new market is ripe. For instance, in the digital fields, the first companies, it was a winner takes it all kind of thing going on. And also you have to create the relationships in anticipation of the change of regulation or the change of business environment. So timing is very, very key here. Tuning, on the other hand, is sort of, you have to know what the person that you're talking with, where he actually comes from. For instance, a Turkish person from the eastern side of Turkey, he will not appreciate it so much if you talk about your girlfriend or boyfriend. He wants to hear you talking about your spouse or your fiancé, at least, because that is sort of like a culture thing, but definitely talking about family is very important. On the other hand, in the cities things move a little bit faster, and also you have to drink less tea in order for some business to go down. So our sixth business secret, timing and tuning, will get you further in a faster time. We are getting to the end of our video, and the last secret that I will be sharing with you, it's an important thing everywhere in the world, but here in Turkey it is definitely the pinnacle of business culture mastery, and that's trust. Nothing else can happen if there's no trust, and I'm now here in this beautiful shop where you can buy headscarves and other items, and I talked with the business owner yesterday for 10 minutes, and we liked each other, so he trusted me that I could come here and make this video, which is very forthcoming from him. I know that here in Turkey it is not so popular to let other people sort of film in their shops. Let's talk a little bit more about the trust building. So how can you build trust from scratch? Definitely those endorsements come in very handy. On the other side, also track record is very important. You have to show a track record, and it's best if you have maybe something that they can touch also. It goes hand in hand with some of the other things that we've been talking about. And then also, what you always need to keep in mind that people look at you as a package. So they will not let you advance any kind of business relationship if your whole personality leaves any kind of room for doubts as to your values and integrity. So think of this when you go out. They test you, they take you out to drink, they take you out to party, just to have a good look at you, how you behave in other environments, so that they can trust you completely. So the seventh and last business secret to being successful in Turkey, it's trust. Here we are at the Grand Bazaar, and what a wonderful place to end this video, because I'm going to talk a little bit about business opportunities waiting for you if you come here to Turkey. So on the one side, we talked about that tech startups are big. So if you're in a tech startup or if you're doing life sciences, it is very nice for you to come here. There are a lot of venture capitalists, there are a lot of private equity companies, and they're just waiting for you to fund your business. Also, the government subsidizes these companies, and of course that creates a lot of energy and potential. Then on the large scale, the modernization of agriculture, construction, logistics companies is happening, so that is a big opportunity. And then on a micro level, especially here in Istanbul, there are many expatriates who are missing a lot of their amenities that they've gotten to come to love in their countries. So if you have maybe some exotic dish, currywurst, sushi, whatever, that is going to be popular here. And of course there's a large density of millionaires. They even have 37 billionaires living in Istanbul. That is quite noteworthy. So come here on the micro level if you're going to create exotic services, exotic gastronomy. That is a good idea. So let me end it here now. Not without mentioning that I have a 70-minute podcast on 13 ways for small and mid-sized companies to grow their business quickly on my website for free download. So it's definitely worth downloading. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're watching some more episodes of 7 Business Secrets. And that said, thanks again and take care.